Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Dockside Dogs. It's an old favorite that we've run a few times before. In fact, this will be the fourth time that we've run it. This scenario is an homage to one of the great film directors, Quentin Tarantino, and it's highly reflective of one of his best films, which you should be able to guess from the title. Dockside Dogs was written by Paul Fricker, and it's available from Drive-Thru RPG. All of the proceeds made from the sale of this scenario go towards cancer research, courtesy of the Relay for Life UK charity. So brace yourselves for some gratuitous violence and strong language. We might want to consider this one R-rated. The players are ready. Let's begin our journey into the darkness. Picture, if you will, a long line of anonymous warehouses, one row behind the other, behind another, along a deserted dockside facing an inlet, a tranquil bay that eventually opens out into the dark, brooding ocean. The barnacle-covered wooden pier leads out about 100 feet or so, far enough and wide enough to allow a small ferry to dock without much trouble. But there's no boat there today. Only the gulls and the pelicans, and a soft sea wind ruffling their feathers as they squawk and scream at each other in the heat of an early afternoon. Far across the bay, the opposite shore can be glimpsed, a hazy brown line with shapes obscured by the atmosphere, where the distant haunting sounds of buoys mark the rocky, dangerous shallows. The sound of rubber tires displacing asphalt and gravel can be heard, steadily growing in volume, as two vehicles, a dusty black Chrysler Plymouth and an unmarked white van, roll up to the closest warehouse facing the dock, number 17. In the van, there are three men, Mr. Purple, Mr. Gray, and Mr. Beige. In the back are four locked wooden boxes, presumably containing the loot. The Chrysler belongs to Mr. Silver, who is alone. The other members of the gang are nowhere to be seen. All right, guys, that's the warehouse right there. Why don't you pull up? I'll get out and unlock.
Sounds good.
So Mr. Gray hops out. He runs over to the door. He unlocks the door. Now, what it is it's a fairly large warehouse. There's a row of windows way up high, no windows on ground level. There's a regular door, and then there's a roll-up door next to it. So he unlocks the door. He goes inside for just a moment, and the roll-up door starts to go up. As it goes up, you can see him standing there pulling the chain, making it go up. He raises it up only just a little bit higher than the white van top, and you guys pull into the warehouse. And then he starts it back down again. So here's a layout of what the warehouse looks like as you're pulling into it. You can see as you're coming in, you're right inside the roller doors. You've parked in front of what look like the offices. You can see there's a table with stuff on top of it. And then there's a divider. And then there's another room with boxes and things and crates. And you can also see that there is a gangway that goes all the way around the inside of the building, about 15 feet up. And there are various stairways to get up to it. As I say, the only windows are up there. So you pull inside, and he closes the door behind you. And he's still over there closing the door as you guys park the cars and get out. What would you like to do?
We should secure the boxes in the warehouse.
Well, they're secured inside your van.
All right, then we won't do that. That heist could have gone better.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
I think someone talked.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I do. Pretty mad.
You can see that there is a table laden with, looks like bags of chips and drinks beer, things like that.
I'll go over to the table.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Right.
I have a seat. Crack a beer.
All right, Mr. Purple, why don't you do a spot hidden roll?
First roll. Got it. And that is a 33. Confident that's successful. Let me just take a look at my sheet. Oh, yes. That is a not regular. What's the one underneath regular? Hard.
A hard?
Hard.
Okay.
Yep.
As you're moving the stuff around on the table, you see this note. Why don't you read that out loud for us?
Of course. Stay put until midnight. Help yourself to food and beer. We'll send ferry to pick you up. We'll take you to the boss. Deliver loot and get paid. Well, hopefully that part doesn't get fucked up.
Do you recognize the handwriting?
Not necessarily. So, as you are sitting there, way off in the distance, you can hear the sound of sirens.
They're getting closer?
Yeah, are they heading this way?
Well, it's hard to tell. When they're far away, you don't know where they are. And you are in a city, so you're in the big city. What would you guys like to do?
Hey guys, sit tight. I'll go check it out. Make sure there's nobody coming or something. Yeah, just sit tight.
All right, Mr. Page, how are you going to check?
I think I'm going to climb up on the gang plank there on the second story.
Scaffolding? Okay.
Scaffolding. There we go. Sure. And
All right.
yeah, and just kind of rub on the dirt covered windows there and peek out and. Yeah, guys, I don't think they're coming for us.
Okay, you hear the sirens for a few minutes, and as you are, as you hear them in the distance, they don't seem to be getting soon louder, but you suddenly hear the sound of screeching tires, and somewhere off in the distance, you hear a car approaching very quickly, and as you watch, a blue car, the one with the other three members of your party in it, comes pulling up rather quickly.
Quick, get the door, guys. Get the door.
I'll get the door.
Yep, I'm running to get the door.
All right, now let's jump from this scene to Mr. Black, Mr. Green, and Mr. Purple. A short time ago, 10 or 15
Mr. Red.
I'm sorry, Mr. Red, 15 minutes ago, something went terribly wrong with the heist. You're pretty sure the van got away. Hopefully Mr. Silver got away, although you didn't see where he was. Mr. Red and Mr. Green, you were in the car, and as you were pulling away from the heist, you saw Mr. Black running along the side of the road, being shot at by cops. What do you guys want to do?
Jesus, there's that fucking idiot in the tracksuit. Pick his ass up. He won't keep his fucking mouth shut.
He's gonna get us all killed. Who's driving, Tom?
One of you wants to be driving. You can choose.
Whichever one of us isn't driving should start shooting at the cops.
I'll
what do you-
drive.
All
I'll
right, I'll
drive.
shoot.
So I'm going to drive up there and try and get as close to him as I can and yell at Red when he starts getting out his gun. Open up the back door so he can hop in.
All right. So
Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Red reaches back and pops the back door. The cops are now shooting at all of you. So who has the least dex?
I have 45.
Yep, that's less than me.
I'm at 80.
All right. So they fire at you, Mr. Black. What do you want to do? Fire back or dodge?
Get in the goddamn car, kid.
I'm gonna fire back.
Kid.
All right. Go ahead.
Ooh, that's a 13.
All All right. Well, you're going to hit a cop.
Yeah.
Why don't you do your damage?
10.
Oh my God. All right. You hit one of the cops square in the chest and he goes down. The others are shooting at you. They're going to shoot at Mr. Green next. He's driving the car.
Yep.
All right. I got a 95. So are you're going to keep driving probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I am. Yep.
So the sound of bullets ricochets off the metal of the car. Mr. Red, what do you want to do?
I'm firing at the cops.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Nice. All right. You're in the car, and once again, they rolled really badly, so their bullets are glancing off the metal of the car. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is 10. 3.
3. All right. You wound one of the cops. He falls and scrambles to get behind something. Morgan, you can go first this time.
I bit in the car.
All right. You dive for the car and get in. Mr. Green?
I put the pedal to the metal. I yell back at Mr. Black. I was like, God damn it, you're not a fucking cook. We don't need smoked pork around here, you piece of shit.
Do a drive roll.
Good.
I'm going to reach around and slam the door behind Black because he's just is on his side.
Fail.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. As you pull back, you smash something in the back of the car. Maybe there was a post or something on the side of the road, and you hit it pretty hard. Mr. Black and Mr. Red do let's do them con rolls for hitting. See how you do.
46 is a regular success.
Yeah, 15 is a hard.
All right, so both of you get jostled around. But Mr. Red, what do you want to do? They're still shooting at you.
Yeah, I'll take another shot.
All right.
Geez, 13.
Nice. Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
for damage.
All right, let's see if I actually can do something this time. 10. That's 2 cops down.
Nice. Okay. You shoot the last one. He falls. But the one that's kind of is already wounded and hiding behind, he's going to fire at he's going to fire at the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a 14. I think that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say he hits the door of the car and the bullet goes through just enough to hit Mr. Black in the arm. But it only does 2 points of damage as you tear out and pull away, and there's no pursuit because all 3 cops are down.
Bastard shot me in the arm.
What the fuck you expect him to do? You're shooting at him. We did a heist. You know what
They
that is?
They started shooting first.
That's fucking 10 years for a heist. You know what you get for shooting a fucking cop? You get a gun shoved up your ass and the trigger pulled.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to catch us, Green.
Yeah, goddamn right, because I'm fucking driving.
So
So far, so good.
your car peels out. It heads towards the dock area. You turn a couple of corners and you're heading for warehouse number 13. And as you are pulling up towards there, rather crazily, Mr. Beige he sees you pulling up. Who wants to open?
There you
the
go,
door?
Green. Get it in there. Get it in.
Yeah. Is the door open?
No, I mean somebody's got to open it.
I'll open the door.
All right, Mr. Silver runs over and he opens up the door.
I'll pull
And
the
you guys pull in and you drop the
Door down. Get the door down. Black, how bad is it?
That's fine. I'll be fine.
It better be.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't ruin a good suit.
Uh,
Yeah, you laughing? Huh?
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get the memo, Black? Suit.
Yeah, I did get the memo. But you know what? The memo didn't say that this was going to be a shit show. So does anyone want to tell me what the hell happened here?
Yeah,
That's a good
maybe they
fucking
saw
question.
you wearing a tracksuit and got suspicious. Who goes to buy jewelry wearing a tracksuit?
There's a note on the fucking table.
All right. So this is actually how you're set up now. With the
Okay.
the 2 cars in the van.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Get out. Oh, there's a note on the table. What's it say?
Says we got to chill here till midnight. Then a ferry comes, takes us to the
Midnight.
boss.
Jesus Christ. Midnight.
Midnight? Really? And warehouse 13. Nice pick for a number. Jeez.
It's
Oh,
7
7.
green.
Oh,
That's all
You
right.
suffer a head wound. How driving around there? You know, when
Yeah.
you hit that pole.
yeah. Well, I had to hit the pole. That was the only way to make sure that they just winged you.
Yeah, so we got Genius here has got himself hopefully a flesh wound. Anybody want to look at that? Or do we want to let him bleed out for being a dumbass?
That latter option really is tempting, but let me see what my first aid is.
Yeah, you know, those of
Keep
you
in
who.
mind he's got friends in high places.
Yeah. No, I'm. Thanks, Red. Glad somebody remembers.
I got a 21 in medicine. I'll give it a shot.
All right. But you can do
First aid?
first aid.
Yeah, mine doesn't have a first aid for some reason.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
You don't have a first. Oh, you don't have any first aid. Okay.
I'll
You should have at
ta-
least 30.
Oh, wait. Yes, it does. I just alphabetical order. Man, they keep surprising me. Okay.
Come on, Purple.
7 years of college, but I did get that associate's degree. Okay. All right. Rolling from first aid. And okay, hang on. It's been a while. If it says 0 on one die and 8 on the other, is that 8 or 80? That's 8, right?
Right.
I was
Okay.
really worried you were going to say, well, if it's 0, 0, 0.
yeah. Hey,
I cut off his head. The
We
patient
should-
is cured. Okay.
In some circles, that's the best roll you can make. But
Yeah. No, I rolled an 8, so that's an extreme success.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So I'll say that you get Mr. Black, you get 1 hit point back. You bandage him up. He's not bleeding.
If
your
you got
arm
him
is
stabilized, can it
Pretty
make him
sore,
any
but you
smarter?
can still use it.
And Tom, as I'm bandaging him up, can I also just like take a moment because he showed up in the tracks and everything. I'm not really trusting him, so I'm just trying to taking advantage of that kind of instant rapport you sometimes get with someone when you're helping them out of a situation like, oh my God, you're bleeding, let me help you, and just kind of do like a psychology on him and be like, so what do you think happened? Because obviously something went wrong.
Well, you know, Mr. Purple, if I was going to engineer the fall of this, you really think I want to send it after me so I'm the one who gets shot?
Well, if you're dumb enough to trust the cops, yeah. That's what happens when you trust cops. It's very simple. Court asked what happened to the informant. He died. So you're going to have to trust our story.
yeah. I'm gonna go over to the van.
Okay.
Open up the back. Make sure the loot's there.
Oh, yes, there are 4 boxes. They're not all shaped the same.
How does it look, Green?
4 boxes are here. Anyone know what this shit is?
A fucking idea. I want to check it for bugs though, because if somebody set us up, I don't trust any of this setup. And sitting here like a duck until midnight sucks.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So let's get it out. Does the note say anything about not opening these things?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nope.
They
Pretty
do have
damn curious what I
heavy-
got shot over.
They do have heavy padlocks on them.
Okay.
I can get around that. If we want.
So at the moment, where is everybody? Who's around the van?
I am.
I will be.
Okay.
I guess I'm
Miss-
at the back of the blue car talking to them.
Okay. And Mr. Beige and Mr. Purple, where are you?
I'm right next to Mr. Black, so I just finished patching him up, and I'm just keeping an eye on him.
Mr. Beige, are you still up on the scaffold? Up on the catwalk?
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna head down now and
And you, huh? You're just gonna sit up there and watch them roll me over the coals? Well, the only reason I didn't make pickup was saving your ass.
Yeah, I heard that.
What the hell, man?
All right.
Those sirens coming. You guys sure you lost your tail?
Yeah, well, they weren't driving.
2 of them are body bags, maybe all 3.
Yeah.
So the heat's going to be, out of the fucking world.
You killed 2 of them? Yeah, shit.
Did you guys hit any other cars or anyone else on the way? Get in a car accident on the way here? You all good?
Well, you can see the back end of the blue car is a little smashed up.
Yeah, it's not. It's going to need an alignment before it's running good again. But
I was making sure you didn't leave a trail of carnage on the way here. All right.
We didn't slam any little ladies.
Mr.
plus.
Beige, do a spot hidden. Mr. Red, do a listen roll. The rest of you are. What are you doing with the boxes? Are you going to pull them out, or are you going to leave them in the van? And
I want to look at the lock mechanism on them.
it's just like a standard
Right. Okay.
padlock, key lock.
Now, boxes, are you talking like those metal boxes that you see in the back of trucks sometimes, or
No, these are wooden, and they're more like crates.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
That's a fail on the spot hidden.
And
Okay.
it's an 05 on the listen, which means I'm going to roll nothing but 90s after things go bad.
Mr. Beige, you're walking over towards the steps, coming down the walkway, and as you are moving, you're on a kind of a rickety catwalk, and you can feel a vibration in the catwalk, a rhythmical vibration, and you suddenly hear a kind of a clump, 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 like that, and it's getting louder. And before you can turn around and look, there's someone on the catwalk, and just as you turn, they barrel into you as hard as they can hit you. And I'd like you to do a dex roll.
I don't even need to look. That's a fail.
Okay, you flip over the rail and you fall to the ground about 10 feet. Do a 1d4 damage roll. Hit points.
Let's do. Ow.
What happened?
Okay,
just
you
fall?
hit the ground. Everybody else, you do not see anything happen, except you see him fall over the railing and hit the ground with a thud. And at the same time, Mr. Red, where you're standing, you can hear a baby crying somewhere nearby. You think maybe from the offices.
Fuck.
And then you hear the thud of him hitting the ground.
And by ground, you mean a poured concrete floor.
Correct.
Which, yeah. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck are you doing?
I'll run over and see if did he break a leg or something. Try and help him.
Or his fucking skull.
Well, not much to do if he did that. But yes, that. So, is that another first aid roll, Tom, or what do you want?
Sure. Mr. Beige, do a luck roll as well.
That is a fail.
You don't see any open wounds, but he's just scraped and bruised up.
That one was a pass.
You swear you didn't get a good look at the guy, but you think he was. It's insane. It's crazy. You think he was dressed like a football player, like a fucking linebacker.
All right.
You hit your head. Maybe you hit your
Yeah,
head.
I'm gonna start feeling around. Hey man, while you're, I think I must have bumped my head or something.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, you bumped your head. You fell off the fucking catwalk. Like,
Yeah.
Tie your shoes, Beige. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Amateurs.
everyone be careful. It's not like we can run to a hospital.
Yeah, no shit, Mr. Purple.
oh, Black, you can run. You're dressed for it. So
You all notice Mr. Red keeps looking over towards the office or maybe the kitchen.
Yeah, now that the sack of cement's hit the floor and we know that he's talking, I'm gonna check the door on that little partition.
Okay. Now to make it clear, the warehouse itself is a big rectangle and it's been divided into two parts. But then there's also this office, which is obviously sort of a makeshift office that's been set up in the warehouse. So the office is only about 1 story high.
Right.
And-
That's what I didn't mean the partition to the other
Correct,
crates. I
right.
meant that the little
All right.
drywall box.
So do you want to go? These have glass, not glass fronts floor to ceiling, but they've got glass windows in the front, so you can see into them. You can see there's an office and a kitchen.
Okay. Well, I'll look in the office first.
All right.
You
What would
think there's any stray cats around here?
yeah, I didn't see any. You itching for some pussy or something? Why don't you wait? You'll get some a little bit later with this money.
the rest of you are at the boxes? Are you? Did you say you were pulling them out of the van?
Yeah. Now, are these crates? You said they're padlocked, but do they got any little wiggle so you can lift it up and somewhat see?
Only a fraction of an inch.
Okay. Yeah. Not enough to really get a good.
They give you the impression that they might be something, the kind of things you'd pack museum or art in, and they're fairly heavy, but they're heavy wood, so it might be the wood that's the most weight. You can't really tell.
Hey, Mr. Black, do you think your dad's gonna be cool with this? Are we supposed to be looking in this stuff? I mean, shouldn't we wait till we see him?
Zip it for a second, would you?
Hey, you're the boss.
Mr. Silver, can you get these open?
Sure can.
Do it. How do you want to do it? Break the locks or pick the locks?
Oh, good question. I'll pick the locks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Art.
You can go ahead and
Art.
try to pick one of the locks.
We always lock that back up.
Oh, I did not pick the locks.
All right.
Fuck.
They're not working very well for you. So you're trying to do that. How about you, Mr. Green?
I'm gonna look at Mr. Silver, shake my head, and go, it helps to have more brain cells than you have working testicles. I'll try to pick the lock.
All right, go ahead.
Hopefully I succeed after being a smart ass. Oh, I did. Spot on.
All right. The lock pops open.
All right.
Open.
I assume then you're going to open it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
open it. I'll
Yeah.
open it.
You open it and you can see the inside has a lot of, they call it Excelsior, the like shredded cardboard.
Okay. Yep.
And in the middle of it is what looks like a crown. It sparkles with gold and jewels, and it's oddly fairly large, a little larger and oddly shaped for a human head, but looks like something from the crown jewels of England. It's ridiculous. This must be worth millions.
Wow. Huh. Well, I'd heard that there was a hell of money in art, but wow. I mean, to move.
Well, this ain't exactly art.
Mr.
What you
Red.
guys got there?
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
So there you go. Yeah. Some kind of
What the?
crown.
It's a big. Just careful with it.
Yeah, it's obviously decorative.
Mr. Purple, are you going to keep stating the obvious like all night, or
I'll let you
is
know.
that why we brought you along? Is that why you're here?
Your dad brought me along because he trusts me. So should you.
Anything else in the crate?
No, that seems to be it.
Hmm.
It was
No
packed in
note
there
saying
pretty well,
warning,
so
never
it
put
wouldn't-
on.
It was packed in there pretty well, so it wouldn't move around.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Well, on to the next one.
Mr. Red, you said you were going to look in the office.
That's right.
You look through the door of the office. You put your door, you put your ear against the door. You're pretty sure that noise is coming from inside here.
And it still sounds like a
baby.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
an infant.
Yeah. I'm going to open the door.
All right. You open the door, and there is definitely an odor.
Jesus.
Not a necessarily bad odor, almost like talcum powder.
Yeah.
But the room is dusty. The room hasn't been used in quite some time. But it looks like there's a corner over by a desk where there are some cardboard boxes, and you swear that there's something coming from over there. Everybody else, you notice him open up that door and take a look inside.
You
guys
giving a
wanna do
guided
anything?
tour, Red?
I've got like my hand on the door frame and my head in the door, and I lean back and I anybody know who rented this spooky shit warehouse?
Assumed the boss.
Yeah. Well, either we got a litter of kittens in here, or there's we got more to handle until midnight. I'll tell you.
What?
And I'm like, I wave and go in.
You know, we didn't get a chance to clear the place either. You know, I'm gonna
What?
take a look around, maybe sweep the place. You know, you guys got here so fast we didn't get a chance to even see what all was here.
Well, hey, next time you find a loose footing up there on the catwalk, maybe you don't try it out yourself this time, Beige.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Lucky you saved my ass back there, kid.
So, Mr.
Reg-
Beige,
Oh,
which
sorry.
direction are you going to go? What are you going to go look at first?
So I'm gonna. You said Red's going into like the kitchen area,
He
The
went into the
office.
office area,
the office area. All right, I'll check out the kitchen area.
and there's a toilet next to the office, and then there's the kitchen area is on the other side. All right.
Yeah, check out the kitchen area.
All right. So you guys are now fiddling with the second box. Who's going to try this one?
You can try it out again there, Silver. Come on. Hopefully, saw my example.
Fucking gracious of you, little guy.
You're welcome. I'm
Try
gonna.
another locksmith.
Yeah.
You're going to do something, Mr. Green?
Yeah. While
No.
he was doing that, I was wanting to look at the crown. Is there any like jewels on it that seem like they would come out easily?
Possibly. It looks like the vast majority of them are in fact pearls surrounding jewels and things like that. You notice that there is an odd motif that seems to run to it as if it were based on the sea. There's what look sort of like mermaids and things like that, though not pretty mermaids. Very strange. But yeah, you could theoretically pry some of the jewels out. It wouldn't be that hard. Gold's fairly soft metal. Did you want to do that?
It depends where everyone else is looking.
Okay, well, you're all
I'm
kind
watching
of
you because I said, be careful with the crown.
Mhm.
Mr. Silver, you did you succeed?
Nope, and I kicked the crate in my anger.
Oh, okay.
God
Oh.
damn it!
Take the crate.
No luck, and I'll then step forward and I'll give a shot at locking.
All right.
Picking the
Mr.
lock.
Black, what are you doing as well?
I'm going to, seeing how everybody's so interested in this crown that isn't, I'm going to kind of kick the lid closed on that box.
Okay. You gonna relock it?
Yeah.
I'm still holding the crown.
Mr.
Oh, you
Red.
picked it up.
Yeah.
Well, I'll gesture to the box. I'm like, hey, you're supposed to look with your eyes, not your hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's right.
Mr.
Put it the
Red,
fuck down.
Mr. Red, you step farther into the room.
Is there anything on the office table, like a stick or something?
Do a
'Cause
luck
I've
roll.
heard of this thing called a rat king.
Do a
and,
luck
you know,
roll.
Instead of cute little kittens, this could be one of them rat kings. 76 is a failure.
Okay. No, there's not much in here.
All
You could
right.
break a piece of furniture at the most if you want, but
Yeah.
that might be a little hard.
So and now it's gloomier in here, but it's like a jumble of cardboard boxes in the corner.
No, well, yeah, in that one corner, and
Yeah.
you're dead sure there's a baby crying in the corner.
It sounds
It's not
clear. It
loud,
doesn't
but
sound
it's
like
definitely
kittens.
there.
Fucking hell.
And Mr. Beige, you have entered through the door into the kitchen, and you're looking around here and there. There's pots and pans and things. All right, Mr. Red, what are you going to do?
So as I go to the corner, and it sounds more like a baby, and does it look like a pile of cardboard boxes specifically?
Yeah,
Is
with
there
no tops
cover?
on them. They're open
tops.
boxes.
All right, so I'm gonna take out a handkerchief and grab the top cardboard box and tilt it up and give it a look and start going through them like that.
Okay. When you do that, you pull that away, and in the corner on the ground, behind the boxes, which you've revealed by pulling that box away, there is a baby. It looks like maybe a few months old, and its little hands are doing this, and it's crying, and it's got a diaper on, and it doesn't really acknowledge you. It's crying with its eyes closed.
Fucking hell! I'm backing away from that scene.
Okay.
And
as you do that, it sort of rolls itself over, and not toddles, hands and knees, kind of crawls a couple of inches forward and pushes the boxes a little out of the way so that you get a much better view of the baby. And it pulls out a Colt 45, points it at you, and fires point blank. There's a huge bang. You fall backwards as you imagine you've been hit right in the chest. Everybody hears this gun go off. It's deafening inside the warehouse. And it sounds like it came from the office where
pull out gun, running towards the office.
Right. I think you can all do sanity rolls on that because it scares the fuck out of you all. Mr. Beige probably knocks a whole bunch of pots and pans over.
Yeah.
Ooh, 91.
Ooh.
After getting shot myself just recently.
If you fail, take 2. If you succeed, take 1.
Oh fuck.
And Mr. Red has come falling out of the door, and he's lying on the ground there, clutching his chest. You guys see you all come running with your guns out. You see him lying there on the ground, breathing heavily and as white as a sheet, but there's no blood.
What happened?
And
I'm gonna
there's no
open up his shirt. There's no wound or anything.
There's no wound.
What was that noise?
With the distraction, I'm going to try and get a pearl loose from the crown.
Okay. Do a luck roll.
Okay, come on, baby. No.
Yeah, they're stuck in there pretty tight.
Son of a.
You'd have to work at it.
All right.
Red, what the fuck happened?
fuck. Beige said this place wasn't clear. There's a fucking murder baby in that corner.
It's a murder baby.
What the fuck? Did you hit your head? What the fuck is wrong with you? Murder baby?
What? I got shot.
Purple.
Fucking-
Come on. Purple. Let's go. Let's go see what the fuck this says.
We gotta get this in hand. Yeah. So, just you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Slice the pie. Let's take the room.
Yeah.
You step into the room. There's definitely the smell of gunpowder. But there's no murder baby. There's just some cardboard boxes in the corner. And Mr. Red's gun is still holstered. So
Smells like someone fired a gun.
Right,
His
you
gun's
heard that
holstered.
shit, right?
You didn't
Tell
fire
me,
your
did
gun,
I
right?
feel pain or just I
nothing.
just was
Well, you
blown
feel
over.
pain from when you hit the ground, your back and your
Right.
head.
But now that I see that I'm intact, yeah. Yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't want to wait for midnight in this fucking hellhole.
Well, it's probably just some homeless person or something.
Did
Well,
you
then go
find a
find
fucking
him.
homeless person?
Yeah, where the fuck is he then?
Well, let's look around.
See if there's a hole behind the pile of boxes.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll search the room.
Maybe it was somebody like with a gun and like a baby doll in a hole. Is there a basement to this place?
No. Although you haven't looked through the whole building, but there's not usually.
How's that? Yeah. I
Warehouse.
mean, does anybody know if there's a fucking basement down here somebody could hide in?
No
'Cause somebody
idea.
took a fucking shot at me. It's weird. It was pointed right at me, but it was.
Tom, what's the light situation? There's a light switch and the lights came on. There's light coming through the windows for the kitchen, or
There's a lot of light still coming through the windows. There are fluorescent lights up high.
and they're on.
Yeah, inside the office and the kitchen, there are no lights on. But like I say, there's big windows in the front, so it's not that dark inside.
Does the office
you
and
can see
kitchen
pretty-
even have a roof, or are they just like?
No, there is a roof. Yeah.
All right. I am going to go to the refreshment table and have a beer.
Okay. You go over to the refreshment table. We'll just call it a spot hidden. That's easy. In fact, a spot hidden even with a bonus.
Well, I started with a 64, so let's see if the bonus helps. 74. See, my luck has turned. No good.
All right, so you're too upset. You sit down at the table, eat some pork rinds, and drink some beer. But I mean, you've all noticed that he's upset. He's white as a sheet.
Well,
Mr. Beige doesn't look too happy either, having fallen off the scaffolding.
God damn. Here with
Mr. Beige, do a spot hidden for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pass.
Okay, you notice over by the table where the food is. You probably all kind of noticed, but you didn't pay any attention. There is a video game and a poster on the wall.
Like an arcade machine?
Nice. Does that say Caligula?
is that in French?
Galaga.
Galaga, thank you. Best fishing
Yeah.
ever.
Oh yeah. Class of 1982. That's a classic.
Tom, is that poster in French?
The only thing I know is I watched black and white gangster movies, and Fleek is a cop.
Yeah, you really went out there on a limb there since there's a picture of a cop on the fucking poster.
Brilliant deductions.
Because I was asking Tom, since my character speaks French.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It says something to the effect of, there is a cop inside each one of us and we must kill him.
Oh. Damn.
Well, gentlemen, might be a good time to mention that we all also have a cop inside of this warehouse, within us, within my trunk.
What? Silver?
What?
What?
Within your
cop in the
trunk?
Are you
Cop in the trunk.
fucking kidding me?
Alive?
Hey,
Yep.
so if I'm going to have a gun shoved up my ass and I'm shot for shooting a cop, what's the penalty, Mr. Green, for keeping a cop in your trunk?
Oh, that's the old Southern special where they cut your dick off and shove it in your own mouth.
Oh, all right.
He's not wrong.
Right. At this point, we're going to jump back 2 weeks.
Oh.
You are in a cafe. You've all ordered, I don't know, whatever, pizza and drinks. And you are going over the current plan for the heist. The guy who's organized it, Mr. White, he's getting something at the bar and he's walking back towards you. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you. And he points at Mr. Purple. Let's go over this.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the password that you need to tell the ferryman?
Password?
The password. We went over it about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know
Jesus
we did.
Christ. Mr. Silver, what's the password?
Password is Galaga, sir.
Yeah, that's what it was. Remember? Jesus Christ. I don't know that
Amateur hour.
this is going to work at all.
I was distracted by the cute waitress, all right? Come on.
Mike?
I said the cute waitress.
All right, whatever.
Mike.
Discuss amongst yourselves. You know that this is a big job. You got 4 crates that you need to get. You need to deliver them to the warehouse. You need to wait, and then you need to get them on that ferry, and you need to accompany them across the lake and deliver them in person. So talk amongst yourselves.
All right. So, which one of you guys are want to be the driver? I'm decent at driving, so.
Let me think about it.
You know, I like shotgun myself.
Yeah. Well, that is
Yeah, I'd prefer to be not driving. I got other skill sets.
understood. And who's going to be the muscle to make sure that we keep them intimidated so they don't try and pull anything funny?
Now you just mentioned one of my skill sets.
There we go. All right. I like you, Purple. You're a good man. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We get this. We get out of there. As long as we don't cause a scene.
Hey, this goes right. No one's gonna get
the
hurt.
goods and get out of there. You know, we don't want to shoot anybody. You know, things go tits up. You know, it's a difference between 15 to life. You know.
Exactly.
Well, this is why I'm interested in being amongst your company. I like a well-planned situation, and it seems like you guys have a little organization.
We are, which is, you're right. That's why this is a good crew. Because, you know, other mooks out there, they just say, oh, let's go do this. And then, you know what, like some innocent storekeeper or some kid gets killed. And
Right.
it's bullshit. Everyone's trying to make a living in this world. Doesn't mean you gotta, you know, kill people.
Exactly. Yep. It sounds like we'll have a good group there. So let's go over it again. We grab it. We get in the van. Who's driving the van? We don't need to have a dick dance around that time.
I got
I
my
got
own ride. Y'all, you can figure it out for yourselves.
All right. So Silver's out. I'm driving the blue car.
I got
Who's
my own
driving the van? Who's driving? We're not all taking our cars.
Kidding. I already told you. I got other skill sets. How about
Right.
beige?
Exactly. Beige. All right. Beige.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I mean,
You got it. All right. Sounds good.
All right, well,
Okay.
don't fuck this up.
Come on, how many years have I been working for you?
Too many.
And you said you said the boss is going to be there, Mr. Big. You know, I really want to impress the guy up top this time.
Well, if you want to impress him, do your job, do it well. You'll get rehired again. But you're gonna get taken to him. he's not going to come out here and expose himself like that. You'll be taken to his private estate on the other side of the lake.
So it's his guys running the ferry. We've got to worry about some ferryman shooting off his mouth, some ship asshole.
Yeah, you remember your password?
Yeah, it's Arkham. I'm kidding. It's Gallagher. Lighten up. Come on.
All right, here's the bill. Everybody pay up. Leave a
All
nice tip for Michelle.
Mike. You. Yeah, I
It's
go
the black
25%.
tip. Yeah.
Give
All right.
a roundup.
What, are you cheap?
I don't carry a lot of cash, so I gave him a couple dollars. There you go.
No, I was looking at the punk.
Yeah.
You can't reach into your Velcro wallet and toss up a couple of dollars? Just working people here.
Just talking about that.
Jesus Christ.
Fine, here you go.
Good man.
All right. We jump back now to Mr. Silver has just revealed that he has somebody in his trunk.
Well, aren't we just all full of surprises tonight, huh?
Well, listen, when shit got real, I figured this guy might have some answers. You don't want some answers? You got fucking shot, Black. You don't want to know who the rat is?
Of course I want to know who the rat is, but taking the hostage is not part of the plan.
Well, it's part of the plan now.
So
I didn't even fucking kill a cop, Black. Get your shit together.
how do we get answers out of the pig without having the pig see all of our goddamn faces, Silva?
There,
Let's see. Why don't you want to back the trunk up over to the office area here, and one of us will talk to him. The rest of you guys can wait outside. Just put a bag over his head or whatever. Bring him in. Keep the door shut. Don't let him.
You know
see
what?
Any faces.
What's another one? I'll talk to him and finish him off afterwards. Clean up after Silver's mess.
How did you get the cop into your trunk, Silver? Maybe you were the fucking creep and you brought a cop in as a ringer.
that doesn't make sense.
No. He's tied up, knocked him out, tied him up, threw him in the trunk.
I've worked with Silver before. Silver's a good guy.
Black, you don't want the man to see your face? Look, I got something in the car. Here you go. Got a mask? Now you got a mask.
That's not fucking creepy. Jesus.
Yeah. Very patriotic.
I'm a patriotic man. What do you want me to say?
I love it.
Everybody do a spot hidden roll.
38 is good.
29. Good. Excuse me, 26. That's why the bar is at the bottom.
Okay.
Right.
Well done, Purple. We're passing kindergarten today. You got your alphabet. You got your numbers. Good job.
You're all standing there. Those of you who failed, you hear something odd, almost like the sound of a kid skipping. Those of you who passed, as you're standing there, this boy looks like he's maybe 12. He's in the other part of the warehouse where the boxes are. You see him come sort of running out halfway. He sort of does this fancy little twist around, like almost like a ballet move is what you think at first. And then he runs back towards out of sight past
What the
the
fuck?
door.
Shit,
Did
that
y'all
kid
see this?
cannot get away. Someone go get that kid.
I run after the kid. Hey, kid, come here.
All right. You cross over into that part of the warehouse. There are pallets and a few dusty boxes and some fairly large thing covered in a tarp. You think it might be a car. but there's no kid.
Kid, you here? We got food.
You
Want
must
some
be
chips?
hiding. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. I'm a nice guy. And as I'm saying that, it's like, I'm a nice guy. You know.
Great, Purple. Offer the kid candy and promise you're a nice guy. That's going to get him out of the planks.
What am I, a nanny?
What is this fucking place?
Yeah. Who picked this place? We got babies shooting people, kids skipping around.
Mr. Beige falling from the sky.
I mean, that could happen anywhere. That guy trips over everything. So,
Tom, is it dark in that? But you said there's light coming through the windows for
Yeah,
all the
not
warehouse.
particularly. You can see the sort of long
I'm just looking,
long beams of light coming from the windows, shining
showing
down
the
on
dust and everything.
So
Yeah.
maybe we do the whole grounds, right? We look to see what surprises there are.
Yeah, I'll take the tarp off, whatever that is. It might be a car.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Do an intelligence roll, Mr. Purple.
All right. No. Duh, it's got 4 wheels. Yeah, no, that's a 96. That's it.
Oh. All right. Everybody else do intelligence rolls.
Is there a pig in the trunk of that one too?
my dice are terrible. Fail.
Nobody?
Regular pass.
An 81. I have no ideas.
Okay.
Well, what's new, Black?
It's a
Well, this
car.
car
And
is
it's
new.
just sitting there, but for some reason, for each and every one of you, it seems vaguely familiar, but you can't remember from where.
They have one of these on that show. Come on, what's that TV show? Where with that guy.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No, shut up. That was my uncle's car. My uncle, fuck, what was his name? I swear to God, it's my uncle's car.
Is there a license plate?
You'll have to walk all the way over there and take a look.
Yeah, we have to look there's either a kid or a baby or there's speakers. Maybe this is some sort of fucking federal psychological program situation.
What?
yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And we got set up. There's a cop in each of us. Fucking hell.
You go over to the license plate. It is 999X12.
That's a weird plate.
That means nothing to me, I'm sure.
And from where you're standing, Mr. Red, in the back, you're looking through the back window, and it sure looks like there's somebody sitting in the driver's seat. You thought at first it was just the headrest, but that looks like somebody's head.
Wait, Red sees that or I do? Because I'm the one.
Red sees that because he's behind the car.
Fuck me,
through the
Purple.
window.
Will you look in the car? Will you look in the fucking car, Purple?
Yeah, of course. So I'll look in the car.
Are you going to look through the windows, or are you going to open the door?
The way it's parked, open the passenger door. Have a look. I don't know. Have a look.
Yeah, just to, be ready for something. So I open the door.
You open the door, and as you do, you'll look right in there, and the first thing you realize is there's nobody there. But then it's almost as if the shadows and the seat itself seem to sort of morph around, and there is a late teenage boy. He turns and he looks right at you, and he says, "Will you come?" And it
What the
startles you,
fuck?
and then there's nothing there. You can do sanity rolls.
Everybody?
Well, you all hear this, "Will you come?" But you don't see anybody making this noise. This is damn freaky.
Who yelled?
Red, did you see that?
I fucking tell you, there's speakers all over this place. Somebody's fucking with us. There's no other. I mean, what did you see? What did you see? Grapes.
Grapes. That's good. We need some humor. This situation's crazy. It looked empty for a sec, and then it was like out of nowhere. There's this teenager, and he's just staring right at me, and he says, "Will you come?" I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I heard.
Well, Jesus, I mean, the way this is going, whatever you guys are seeing is going to be gone. It was a baby, then it's a child, now it's a teenager. So it'll be in the grave the way this thing gets older and older.
Yeah, just wait it out.
Oh,
Maybe I'll collect
yeah.
Social
That would
Security
make
soon.
sense
Leave
if
us
this
alone.
made any fucking sense.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, we
Did
saw
anybody else have any of this fucking beer?
I didn't.
That's a
Now
good
I-
idea. I'm going to get me one.
No, I'm wondering if they didn't fucking lace this with something.
I had a beer.
No, I didn't have any until after I saw the fucking
Well,
murder baby.
let's see what this is all about, huh? We still have a few more crates. We don't know what's in them.
I'd like you to all do intelligence rolls.
About whether the cop is dead in the trunk?
He'll be fine.
Pass hard.
Pass.
Remarkably, I rolled the exact same intelligence roll, which means I have exactly the same lack of ideas.
Pass.
If you passed, do a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
Only if you passed.
No.
Ooh, pass.
Got it.
Yep.
Nope.
Those of you who passed that, it crosses your mind that Mr. Gray has just been sitting over there at the table with a little book that he's been writing in all this time. He occasionally glances up at you, but he hasn't talked to you or interacted with you at all since you arrived.
What's that dude's deal? Does anyone know who the fuck he is?
It's
Can anyone
Mr. Gray.
vouch for him?
That was Mr. Gray.
Yeah, who the fuck is Mr. Gray? Can you vouch for him, Purple? You know this guy?
I know you.
Great,
That's
I know
not
me
what he's
too.
asking.
No, all right. No, I can't vouch for him. You happy?
Can anyone vouch for him?
One thing that you do know is that when you set this all up 2 weeks ago, Mr. Gray wasn't there.
What?
We know that if we pass the intelligence roll.
Well, if you guys are all talking about it at this point, yeah, none of you have seen him before.
Hey,
Okay.
But we all know his name is Mr. Gray.
Yeah, and he was in the van with you.
He was in the van.
Or I wasn't in the van.
Where'd this shit stain come from? No.
So I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, "Hey, Mr. Gray, it's good to see you. Good to see you." And then as I'm saying that, it's kind of being like, "Hey, how are you?" And then gun right to his head. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Mr. Gray. The fuck are you doing?
It's funny because I know you're Mr. Gray. We all know you're Mr. Gray. Who the fuck is Mr. Gray? Who are you?
What the fuck are you talking about? I've been here with you since the beginning.
Beginning of what?
Since the heist, I was sent along by Mr. White to assess you.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, when we were all planning this little adventure about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
which one of us forgot the password?
I didn't need to be there for your planning.
You
I'm
didn't
not
need
here
to
to.
be
I'm
there.
not here to help you on the heist. I'm here to assess you.
You're assessing, Mr.
So
Assessor.
this is a team in which there's room for an extra guy who does not handle a weapon or take part in the activity of the actual theft, but is instead giving us a fucking report card.
No, this isn't the fucking census.
Look, it's not none of your fucking business. It's just go about whatever you're doing.
Well, this is what we're doing. We're talking to you, trying to figure this out. We've got until midnight apparently to hang out.
I want to go snatch
all.
the book out of his hands.
I was just about to, but good idea, Black.
All right, Mr. Black. You snatch the book out of his hands, at which point he stands up. Mr. Purple, you stop a gun to his head.
Oh, yeah.
He seems completely unfazed by your gun. This guy is cool as a cucumber.
And I'm trying not to let it show, but I'm used to, most people in life, if you put a gun at them, they're completely freaked out or they're frozen. Being cool as a cucumber either means you're a complete badass or there's something wrong with you.
I'm taking a look at the book. I'm stepping back and.
All right.
How'd I do, Black?
I'll tell you.
Well, before
You're not getting
you
any
can,
gold stars.
before
That's for damn
you
sure.
can open the book, well, maybe as you're opening the book, okay. He says, all right. He says, Mr. Black, come with me over there.
No.
The rest of you stay here. Listen, you do what I tell you to do, or
what?
there'll be consequences that you don't want to pay.
There could be consequences. And I will fire the gun, not at him, but so it's like
Right past his head.
not past his head, but lighting it, like I'll shoot out a window to the warehouse, be like, how's that for consequences?
Okay. He doesn't flinch when the gun goes off past his head.
You shot out a window, Purple.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah. The cop's gonna be looking around. Oh, maybe we should look at the warehouse with the window shot out. How about
That's
that?
the lake side. It's
Oh.
fine.
And flare.
Almost without you figuring out exactly how it happened, you now notice Mr. Gray and Mr. Black are on the other end of the room, and you guys are all around the table. I mean, exactly in the positions you were just in. But apparently Mr. Gray grabbed Mr. Black and pulled him over there. Now, I would like all of you except Mr. Black to remove your earphones, and I'll give you the thumbs up when you can come back. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Black, you and this guy are on the other end of the room. You're not suddenly surprised how you got there. You just
For me, it's normal. I've walked over here. Everything's fine. Okay.
Let's see. He says, "I'm a poet. I've been writing poetry." So that's all there is to it. All right. So you look in the book.
Yep.
All right. I wrote this out for me to read because I can't put it up on the screen.
They can't remember it.
It says, "I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the dark streets at dawn, looking for an angry fix, angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient, heavenly connection to the starry dynamo of the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed and high-sat, up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats, floating across the tops of cities, contemplating jazz." And then there's a part that says, "Is this the end of all that primal force, which in its changes being still the same, from eyeless chaos cleft its upward course through ravenous seas and whirling rocks and flame, till the suns met in heaven and began their cycles, and the morning stars sang, and the word was man." And then he comes over to you closely, and he leans over. You've got the book in your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he leans over and he sort of whispers this to you. He says, "I need to tell you something very important. In the morning, we eat fish, and for lunch, we eat fish. But when dinner rolls around, and the songs ring out from distant Carcosa, and the magnum in amandum removes the veil from before his eyes, all things in the heavens and on the earth will bow to you." And he is gone. Okay. Now, I got to jump. Now you have to take your ears off, and everybody else comes back.
Okay.
Mr. Beige, can you hear me?
Hard to read him with those glasses.
Yeah. I don't know if he's asleep or if he's frozen. Are you frozen, Mr. Beige?
Mr. Black got a cat. It's
Mr.
the
Beige.
cat.
There was a cat in here.
All right.
Fucking murder babies.
When I'm going to do this so that Morgan can't read my lips.
Really?
when Mr. Black comes back, there never was a Mr. Gray.
What?
There never was a Mr. Gray. You've never seen a Mr. Gray. You've never heard of a Mr. Gray. You have noticed Mr. Black making notes in a little notepad that he had. But other than that,
Did I still shoot out a window?
there's never been a Mr. Gray.
Gotcha.
Yes, you did, but you don't know why. All right.
Looking at my gun, being like,
So treat him like he's a lunatic if he comes back and starts talking about Mr. Gray. All right,
Gotcha.
Morgan,
Gotcha.
come back. So you see Mr. Black standing over in the corner, looking around oddly. Mr. Black, what do you do?
Do I still have the book?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where the hell did he go?
where did who go?
Ooh. What are you doing over there? Taking
Mr. Gray.
The kid or the
Who's
murder
Mr.
baby?
Gray? What are you talking about?
What do you mean who are talking about? The guy who was with you in the van.
I was.
I wasn't in the van.
Are you bleeding again? Is this blood loss?
Yeah, you were with us in the blue car, Black.
Yes, but the guy, Purple, said he was with them in the van. Mr. Gray, he was over there at the table. He was taking notes on us.
Huh. I know I hit
Someone
that.
check that kid for a head injury. What the?
Yeah,
What's
I hit,
it- what-
hit that pole. Maybe you banged your head, man.
I check the book again.
You checked the book again.
You got that little booklet because you're some kind of narc, Black?
Looks like this.
We all see this? Or-
All the pages. Well, if he shows it to you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, the 70s were rough on us all, Black, but you know, some of us quit taking acid.
Huh, very funny.
The fucking number of liabilities building up in this shit show is
Amateur hour.
astonishing.
I know, you're all being very funny. We gotta find this guy.
What guy?
What guy?
I'm
Black?
telling Mr. Gray.
Is he also the murder baby?
Yeah, is he the kid in the back seat, the murder baby, Mr. Gray? Everybody's the same person?
Let's see your mystery
Oh.
cop, Silver.
It has been getting older, so Mr. Gray.
There you go.
Yeah.
You start to hear a banging from that trunk, from Mr. Silver's trunk.
Cops up.
Oh.
I guess you didn't time up so good after all, eh?
Yeah, pig
Or
in
he
the
could
oven.
just be punching the. Come on, Red. Use your brain. He's awake.
Yeah, guys, if if somebody heard that gunshot, or if I don't know about this whole narc thing, but if there's a narc here, having a hostage is going to be the best way we get out of here alive. It might even make the difference between whether or not we get out of here. So let's
Did
just
you get hired because you were a genius, Beige?
huh?
You were hired for your fucking intellect.
Well, I mean,
You're a fucking scholar.
I did 2 years
Anyways.
of community college.
Oh,
He's just like completely over his head,
well, Silver. I mean, it don't matter if that cop dies in that trunk from banging around. We're still responsible. So yeah, let's get this fucker out of here.
So are you going with the original plan? I back it up to the office, the kitchen. One
Yes,
person
watch out for that murder
interrogate?
baby.
Yeah,
Or
we're
you just
gonna
saying fuck it.
we're gonna have Black interrogate it.
All right.
Him and Mr. Gray.
Do we
Mr.
want
Gray
Mr. Like?
gonna go
Do we
talk
want
to
the kid interrogating this
Fuck
guy?
no.
No.
Fuck
What's he gonna do?
Well-
Take notes?
Yeah, this is the boss's son. I mean, you sure you want him to see your face there, Mr. Black?
Yeah, we're watching out for you here. Why don't you have some beer, some pork rinds?
Yeah.
Hey, I think I got this
Sit down and eat some
arcade
corn
game
nuts.
powered up.
Play
Pac-Man.
the Galaga.
you saved my ass back there. You know, I really that pig had me dead for rights. You know, I'll take the risk for you.
You know what? You're all being very funny. Do whatever the hell you want with that cop. I'm going to go find Mr. Gray.
Have fun.
Probably in the
Maybe
Walk
shitter.
out of the
maybe it's a
fucking
big dust
warehouse.
bunny you saw.
Hey guys, listen, it looks like Mr. Black's losing his shit, but you know, he's the boss's son, so I say we humor him until we finish with this whole fucked up con job here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Gotta
get the
keep out of
job done
trouble.
for sure. And then we'll pull the boss inside and be like, hey, you know, maybe he just, you know, he needs a, you know, a doctor or something. Cause, you know, he's saying he's grading us and shit. And then he shows us a book and it's scribbles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone just make sure he doesn't make a run for it.
I think my watch is stopped. How long do we have till fucking midnight?
It's not even dark yet.
Mr. Red, do an intelligence roll.
That is a colossal fail at 83.
Well, you arrived here probably around 9 a.m.
Oh.
But from the sunlight coming through the windows, you would say that you've been here for at least an hour and a half at this point, except that the light coming through the windows looks like it's maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's going to be going down in an hour or so. You don't think you've been here that long.
And well, if anybody has a, yeah, whatever. I can't wait to get the hell out of this shithole. Silver, do you want to open it with a key, or do you want to use your impressive lockpick skills?
Fuck you, Red. I have the keys to my own car, thanks.
Yeah.
I think that'll do.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you're going to go over and pop the trunk open?
Are we going to back the vehicle up?
Yeah. Let's plan
Okay.
this out.
Here, hold my peace. You know, I don't in case he gets the jump on me.
All
You
right.
gonna pull him out, Beige?
Yeah, I'll pull him
Okay,
out.
all right.
You could talk to him in the trunk.
Yeah, but you know, we might need to loosen up some of the some of the information we might need.
All right.
All right. The trunk pops open and the cop inside is awake. He is tied up. He's gagged. So the most he can do is, he looks horrified. He is badly beaten up. Mr. Silver did a job on him already.
Like your work.
All right. Hey, in that kitchen, was there any flour and sugar?
There was no food. There were only pots and pans and things.
Okay. Well, there's a refreshment table. Is there any sugar packets or anything?
Yeah, they'll say there was sugar.
Hey, do you mind putting on a kettle of water for me?
Making tea?
Something like that.
We got beer.
I think the officer here knows what heard about prison napalm. We'll give him a nice drink of boiling hot sugar here.
Fine, I'll make you a cat. I'll put the kettle on, Beige.
Thank you.
I thought we were just going to have a hostage so we could get out of here, not torture the man.
We said we wanted answers.
Yeah,
We were set up.
This guy is a flat-foot local neighborhood cop. He was probably just in the area. You think
Maybe
he's been
he
read in?
is.
Well, only
Maybe
when we
isn't.
find out.
Yeah, let's start
Read
with
in.
a simple question. We've been set up, Pig. Which one of us set us up? You could walk out of here alive. I can keep prison napalm off your ass if you just.
Yeah, how'd you guys get there so fast?
Yeah, we know this is a fucking rigged system. I feel like there's bad news coming down the pipeline for somebody. Gentlemen, should I keep an eye on Mr. Black, who's also Mr. Half-White and Mr. Gray and see that he doesn't wander out into the alley on his search for the invisible dust bunny.
Excellent idea.
All right. Mr. Black, hey,
Mr. Black has wandered into the back of the warehouse. He is currently out of sight around a corner.
I'm following him out over there.
Okay. So you're walking towards him. And you suddenly hear a noise from where you saw him go.
Where's Mr. Gray?
As you're turning the corner, it looks like he's leaning over and yelling at somebody lying on the ground.
Wait. Who's he talking to?
I'm not playing here. Tell me, old man, where the hell is Mr. Gray? I'm gonna grab him.
Hold on, Purple. I'm looking at it. Hold on. All right, Black, settle down. Who you got here?
There is lying on the ground, kind of in the corner, a man. He looks like he's very old, like in his 90s. He's dressed kind of in hospital gown. And it's almost as if he's propped up in a hospital bed, except that he's on the floor. And Mr. Black is leaning over him, I guess slapping him around.
Sanity, perhaps?
Yeah, he can do sanity.
Yeah, it's 91, so.
So if any of the rest of you come over to where he is, do any of you do that?
No, I heard him yelling at someone. I'm like, who is he talking to? So no, I'm not there.
The man appears to be incredibly weak, like he's literally moments before he's going to die. In fact, you can even hear the gasp.
Tell me, you bastard, where is he?
Black, where did you find this?
Just tell me. He reaches up and he grabs you. He's not very strong, but he goes, Did you go? Did you make it?
Not yet. Where's Mr. Gray?
Oh. And he dies.
All right, Black, you son of a bitch. I don't know what the fuck this is. Or who you think you're fucking talking to, or where you find this this mummy?
There's a moment of anger
where?
when Mr. Red, you look at Mr. Black, and Mr. Black, you look back at Mr. Red, and when you look back, there is no body on the ground.
Everybody seems to be magicians with their little vanishing acts today.
Yeah, I found a murder baby. You found the mummy. What the fuck were you talking about? What did you think you were talking about? Are you
Mr. Gray? This isn't funny anymore, Mr. Red. Haha.
So that was your Mr. Gray.
That wasn't Mr. Gray.
Gray.
Wasn't Mr. Gray. I don't know who he was.
He was fucking gray enough for me.
Huh. Well, either help me look or go back to, talking to Mr. Silver's cop friend.
Let us go together, you and I, from one crate and pallet on this side to another until we find the speaker and the camera and whatever the hell else they're using to fuck with us, because somebody's fucking with us.
All right. The rest of you are still back over looking at the cop in the truck. What do you want to do? You said something about pulling him out or making some tea.
Yeah. So were we trying to get him? If we're gonna interrogate him or let him see one of our faces, were we gonna go? You wanted me to bring him into the office then? So he doesn't see any of you guys, or do we not care because we're gonna ice him at the end of this anyway?
We're going to take him into the office. We're going to have him face the wall so he doesn't see us. And then we're going to keep him as our bargaining chip. So you don't have a bargaining chip if you ice him.
Now you're pretty sure he's not blindfolded, and he has seen Mr. Silver.
Naturally.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of whether or not we are planning on icing him before we get out or not, once he sees our faces, it's only a matter of time. You go after a cop, they're not gonna, just let it slide if we let him go after this whole thing. So I mean, Silver, he's already seen your face. I'd recommend everybody else, steering clear of his line of sight.
All right, I'll pull him out of the trunk. I know there's some chairs by the table. Someone go get me a chair. We'll tie him to the chair in the office facing the wall.
Okay. So you managed to do that. He's in pretty bad shape. What do you guys? What does it describe what you're doing?
Well, are you guys paying attention to the cop?
Yes.
I'll go, and Black and Red are talking to their non-existent dead guy. I'm going to open my trunk and throw the crown in it.
Actually, I'm right there. I've been
Oh.
messaging Tom.
I'm sorry. You said you were going to grab the van and do what?
I said I was going to open the trunk. If no one was looking, I was going to open the trunk and throw the crown into the back of my trunk, the blue car.
Yeah, Mr. Purple's standing right there.
All right, then I'm not going to do that.
What you doing there, Green?
If he's at there, I'm just going to keep an eye on what they're doing with the cop.
I think you should put that crown back. You could drop it or something. All this weird shit happening.
Here, I toss it to him.
Cheat. Careful. I mean, they had this thing wrapped up and stuff. It's like jewelry. You don't, it's not a football. And I will carefully place it back in the box.
Okay. Well, Beige and Silver, do you want to ask him anything? If not,
Yeah,
let's leave
Beige, if you don't want to see your face, we can cover it. We can cover his face. I suggest before we, apply napalm, maybe just see if he'll give us the answers we want before the napalm.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
just the hint of the napalm is enough.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go check on my tea there.
Okay, I'm gonna rip off the gag. Does he say anything?
Ow.
yeah, my mustache.
It's like, what? No, actually, he seems almost terrified at this point, so he doesn't say anything.
Okay, I'm gonna get in his face and where were we, Tom? I'm sorry. What was was it a bank, a museum? Where was the location that we?
It was in front of a museum.
Okay, so I'm gonna get in his face and say, who told you to be at the museum?
Nobody told me that you were going to be there.
Why the fuck were a whole squad of fucking cops at the museum waiting for us? Who fucking told you we were going to be there?
Do a spot hidden.
Ooh, yes, extreme success.
Extreme success.
Yes, a 2.
I'm going to type something.
Mr. Black, if we move from corner to corner, right, in a logical fashion, we're going to figure out what they've fucking hidden in this warehouse, right? So if you could stay calm and stop scribbling.
Nobody told me. Sorry.
Oh, you guys resolve, Mr. Black and Mr. Red. You can resolve what he's doing.
That was a cutscene.
You know, Mr. Red. I'll be calm once I can sit on a high building and just contemplate jazz. So you know what? Just leave me alone. We have things to find. I can't be wasting time with your little patterns here.
Well,
This is a
maybe
pressing matter.
if you organized your thoughts and were not imagining your life as an artiste, you could find what the fuck you're looking for instead of being like a lunatic. All right? I mean, I'm trying to understand that you are looking for something, and I'm looking for something also. Anyway.
I'm gonna gesture to Mr. Beige since he's with me anyway.
Okay.
Cop likes Mr. Green. And this is quiet between just the two of us.
Are you sure?
That's what he said.
Okay. I mean, how do you want to play this?
I don't know. Do we trust the cop? Do we question Green? I don't have time for this shit.
Why don't we just let's get Green and the cop in the same room. Just keep your eyes on Green and see what his reaction is. You know, friendship's a two-way street. So if he likes him, you know, there will be some kind of recognition there. If that's the case, you know, we do what we got to do. But you know, I never trust a cop. But you know, pigs squeal for a reason.
Mr. Green, you mind coming over here for a minute?
What do you need, Silver?
Come on.
I'll walk over there.
Our good friend cop here. He thinks you look a little familiar.
I got a familiar face. Ain't all fucked up like your face.
So familiar that in the big city, this one lone cop knows you.
Yeah, maybe seen my mugshot.
Beige, wait, how you want to handle this?
So I go over to the cop and I grip him up, you know, from behind real tight. And yeah, you know, I grip him up real tight and like, you know, face him around towards him. You know, you sure this is just some dude you don't know? And kind of like twist his arm a little bit to see if we get a reaction out of Green.
Looks like a flat foot to me. Like I said, if you want to break our bargaining chip, then you're the one that's putting us in the bind.
I mean, as long as he's breathing, you know, he's still a bargaining chip.
Fuck, Black. Do you care if they ice the fucking cop? Because they're getting.
Just kill him. Okay, right. Just get rid of him.
You go look for your ghosts. Just try not to shoot anybody. All right, we're all friends here.
Yeah.
What color am I, Black?
You're Mr. Red.
Okay. So as long as don't shoot Mr. Gray when you find him, all right? And we'll talk. I'm gonna go see.
All right, cop. Listen, pig. You need to tell us the fucking truth right now. Silver, give me my piece.
Yep.
I cock it and put it to his head. From behind him. Just like, what's the reaction from Mr. Green? Like, is this like a psychology? I don't know.
Yeah,
tell me the truth about this.
Why don't you both do psychology rolls and
psychology or persuade?
Well, I want to do an opposed psychology roll.
Okay.
He's trying to read you, and you're trying not to do that.
Okay. I got a hard.
Okay, 66. I know that. I don't think I have psychology that high.
It sounds like you didn't get a hard, Mr. Page.
No, I did not.
All right, so you can't read him, but you can't read anything.
Poker face.
Mr. Red, you've come to join the party?
Yeah. Can we keep it a little bit to a Delaware back here?
Well, let me appraise you of the situation. Our buddy cop here seems to recognize Mr. Green, thinks he's an old friend.
Uh-huh. Mr. Green, does this bloody young swine look familiar to you in any way?
He might have arrested me one time. I always treated
Yeah.
cops decently because, that gets you a little bit more leniency when you got to appear in court.
Yeah, it's not gonna do a flying fuck for us today, after all. Um, yeah, I mean, Silva, you think you can trust Porky?
I don't trust cops, but I don't know dick about Green here
Everybody
either. Do
shut
you?
the hell up. Just shut the hell up. I'm tired of hearing all of your voices. You know what, Mr. Green, who's so ginger and cares so much about the cops? You know what? Just go in there. You two can just make out. Just leave him in there. Everybody just shut up.
What's your deal,
Whoa.
Black? What's your deal?
Hey, Grapes, does he have maybe blood poisoning from the shot and he's going out of his fucking gourd?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean,
I thought he was just a fucking idiot, but this is...
It's cannot think with all of your yammering.
Mr. Red,
What?
to a spot hidden.
Damn it. Why did I use all my 000s early? 76.
Okay. Nothing. Never mind. Keep going.
Black, what were you writing in the book about me?
I wasn't writing anything. It was Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray, right? Yeah.
Maybe the reason we haven't recognized Mr. Gray is because you have not described him precisely. What does he look like?
No. You were all there. Mr. Purple was holding a gun to his head. It was a great spectacle for everybody.
Humorous.
I'm sick and
Black.
tired of you all pretending you don't know who he is.
You know,
Why don't you just
Black-
humor us for a minute? We're trying to hear you out. Humor us for a minute. What did he look like?
No. Enough with your games. Just everybody
Children.
just shut up.
Mr. Black, did you or did you not see him in a hospital bed pass away?
That wasn't Mr. Gray. I already told you that wasn't Mr. Gray.
Right. Now, Mr. Black, do you recall that I saw a baby and we saw a young child skating? Right? Do you understand that somebody is fucking with us? I'm not
No,
fucking
with
with
you. With you, Mr. Red. You're the one who saw the baby and the kid in the car. I didn't see that.
Everyone just fucking stop, because we need to sort out this situation. Black, go make friends with Mr. Gray. Go find Mr. Gray. Go to wherever the fuck and go find Mr. Gray. We need to focus in on Mr. Green and this fucking cop. We are losing the thread here.
yeah, I agree. I've been by the van, but I hear all this. I go over to where Silver is, and look, I see the approach you guys are taking with this. Here's the thing about cops. They know they might die when they go out every day. This is something they keep in the back of their mind. And with that, I search the cop and I take out his wallet and I just read his address. I say, what they don't expect is that a criminal will read where they live and say to his face, maybe I'll just visit your wife and kids while you're not there. They weren't expecting to die today. Who fucking ratted us out?
Okay. His name is Mike Chardin, 156 Cardinal Avenue in the Big City.
Any family pics?
None. He's fairly young.
Mm,
Actually, there is a pic. There's a pic of a woman. So probably his wife.
cute girl. She could be fun.
Oh, this is the crew that I got around. A rapist, a guy that sees a man walking around and takes notes on us, a guy that gets shot by a baby, and Silver, you're all right. I mean, I understand where you came from. And a guy that falls off of a catwalk. This is why it's going to be my last one.
Yeah, that perhaps, and advancing years. Now, if you were trying to divide and conquer situation when you are under suspicion, that is profoundly stupid, right? I know that I don't know all you people, but the cop points to you and then you're like, oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I trust you. Fuck that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, most of us don't know each other. I know Silver. Silver knows me. Us two are good. I actually think this idea of taking a cop was good. How was the cop responded to, by the way? Where he, like a hardened criminal, just almost like, tell me what the fuck's going on, or me or someone else is going to visit your old lady.
He is terrified, but he's sticking to his story that he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he says, he says they just stumbled upon us at the museum. I guess he told Silver he knows Green. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Last chance. And
I want to clarify with you all really quick. It sounds to me like by now you've all been talking with him, so he's probably seen you all, seen your faces.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
I was actually okay with that at this point because I figured it's almost like, oh, we'll use him as a negotiation, a hostage situation. I'm not going back to fucking prison. Fuck that.
Mr. Beige, do a dex roll. Mr. Green, do a dex roll.
Okay.
That was a 99, so I fail.
I got a 20, which is a hard.
All right, Mr. Green, Mr. Beige made a 99 on his dexterity roll. Do you want to do anything?
I do. I am going to whip out my gun and point it at Beige.
So Mr. Beige and Mr. Green have guns pointed at each other. Mr. Silver, Mr. Black, Mr. Purple, and Mr. Red. What do you do?
We all knew it was
Wait, I got a gun pointed at Green?
Yeah.
No, Green's got a gun pointed at you.
Both of you have guns pointed at each other.
Okay.
Well, you had a gun pointed at him already.
No, I had a gun pointed at the cop.
Oh, well, you've turned it now towards Mr.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And just make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
Cop side.
All right. Well, all right. What's going on here? Is this, are we gonna have?
I'm going to, since everybody loves to keep talking and won't shut up about this damn cop, I'm just going to shoot the cop because then they won't have anything to talk about anymore.
All right.
Get back to thinking.
Go ahead and do your gunshot.
Do I see you make a move to shoot the cop?
You're looking pretty much at Mr. Beige.
Okay, all right.
And as soon as I see them pointing at each other, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Do I get a bonus dice for the cop being immobilized or?
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna. Mr. Black's losing his shit. If I see him pointing a gun at the cop, that's our only ticket out of here. I mean, I'm not gonna shoot the boss's son, but I mean, if I can, like, I don't know, move him out of the way, or like, we've kind of been talking amongst ourselves about.
I missed, by the way.
Okay. Well, regardless, we need to take that gun.
But the gun goes off. Bang. Mr. Black fires. Mr. Beige and Mr. Green. I would say that you need to do a.
Keep calm.
I think you need to do a POW roll. Sorry, that's what it would be. To see if you can control yourself.
And I'm drawing automatically as soon as I hear a pop.
Yeah, it was 69.
Oh.
Your POW, it's up at the top. It's a stat.
Yeah, I'm just seeing. Oh, yeah. Now, yeah, I'm gonna spend the luck then.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 14 luck.
All right. So what that means, Mr. Beige, is you have the power to control your actions. So just because the gun goes off doesn't mean that you lose control. So you restrain yourself. However, Mr. Green did not restrain himself.
And that's a lot of luck.
His gun was pointed directly at you, Mr. Beige. Mr. Green, do a firearms roll.
Okay.
And I think you're almost at point blank, aren't you?
Well, I mean, we're in a little
I mean,
room.
yeah, because I got I picked the cop up and got behind him, like turned him around, so he'd be like face to face with him, so he'd get a reaction. So I'm guessing we're pretty, you know, I mean,
Right.
the cop might be somewhat in front of me, but at point blank, I don't think it's going to matter much. You know, I bet he
Yeah,
can
he's still
probably.
playing with you. Unless you get a 99, I think.
I did not. I got a 60 and my firearms is 55.
Okay. You're going to do, this is point blank, you're going to do full damage
Oh,
plus roll for damage.
okay.
And Mr. Beige, I'm going to email you. Okay.
Well, full damage is 16 points plus another 9, which is 25 points.
Okay. I
Mhm.
don't think Mr. Beige could survive that.
I don't think
Nope.
anyone can survive.
All right. Well, I am going to email you something.
Let's get that second character sheet out. Nice shooting text.
All right. Blood splatters. Mr. Beige falls to the ground. A bullet hits the wall where Mr. Black fired it. Mr. Silver, Mr. Purple, and Mr. Red. What do you do?
I need to disarm Mr. Black.
Okay. Mr.
guy's
Beige,
out
have
of his
you
fucking mind.
received your email?
I have.
Okay, excellent. Read that through. All right. All right, so you're going to try to disarm Mr. Black. How so? You're going to dive for him?
I think it's a straight. I mean, I had my gun drawn, so maybe I'll swing at his head and try to grab the. I mean, he's just fired, so.
Okay, try and do a, I guess that's kind of a maneuver, brawl. You're brawling with him.
Yeah.
I'll try to fight him off of me.
Ah, 007.
Oh,
Ooh,
I'm
you gotta
back.
get a-
That beats my 69.
Okay, you whack him right in the head. Do some damage. That would be like a club. Do a 1d8 plus damage bonus if you've got it. Mr. Silver, what are you doing? Gonna do?
I'm making a run for the van.
Okay. Mr. Purple, what were you doing?
I've
Because
been
I
trying to
think
do a
that you're
lot.
about to be discovered.
Me discovered? I don't know what. So Silver and I were, right there where Beige died. I quickly grabbed the van keys from Beige and toss them to Silver. And then as quietly as I can, run over to the rolling door and I'm like, stealthily open a rolling door.
Don't think that's gonna happen, man.
It's like,
Okay.
The good news in that
hear
regard
that?
is that we all were just near gunshots in a small room.
yeah.
yeah,
it's
that's true.
pretty
You
loud.
have the
Squeaking is not
tinnitus.
that bad.
Yeah.
I think it would be prudent for all those who are still living to do a sanity roll.
Yeah.
What, hardened criminal? Somebody died.
And
I get more money.
Mr. Black took 4 points from my butt to the head. And I made
There-
my stand.
Is there such a thing as an extreme success on sanity? Because I rolled 4.
No, there's only pass
No.
and fail, which I failed, by the way.
Failed.
All right.
So what are the fail and loss for San?
Just take 1 point of damage for
Okay.
okay. So for a moment there's kind of a scramble as you are all doing what you're doing. Everybody who's still in the room, do a spot hidden roll.
The room with Beige.
I mean that you're still there.
The 16 is a hard success.
Hard success.
Hard.
extreme success.
Ooh.
No, extreme. Yeah, extreme success. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
I spot everything.
All right. Those of you who passed,
Yeah.
raise your hands. So I know which ones it is. All right. Mr. Red has his back to that part of the warehouse, but the other 4 of you notice that in the right at the petition between the 2 parts of the warehouse, there's a middle-aged man sitting there in a chair, dressed in just sort of civilian clothes, if you will. And he's got this big shit-eating grin on his face. And he's just sitting there watching you. And he's got a little book in his hand.
Mr. Gray.
It doesn't look like anybody like a Mr. Gray.
Fuck is
I'm
that
still
guy?
heading towards him.
What?
Rubbing my head.
What?
Oh,
I've got a
hey,
little black
you know what?
blood in my eye.
Does Mr. Gray represent you too? This is going to be one hell of a flick. I'm telling you what. Like the secret cop and does he know him? Doesn't he? Like this is awesome. This is going to be an amazing movie. I'm so stoked they brought us on board for this. I'm definitely going to give a bonus to Mr. Gray here when they cut my checks for this thing.
Who
What?
are you? Who are you?
What is
You know
happening?
Mr.
Oh,
Gray?
hey, Bob Medlum, Robert Medlum. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Bob.
Robert, what?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
excuse
Robert
me?
Medlum. Yep.
No, bullshit. Fuck you. That's not your fucking name.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
No, guys. I seriously, when I got my SAG card, would I have changed it to a name like Bob Meldrum? I would have, named it like Vic Hammersmith or something really cool if I was going to do a stage name. Like, no, it's me here, and I pull out my ID and I show it to him.
Robert
No.
No. You're not Robert Meldrum. And why the fuck is everyone else surprised that he's calling himself Robert Meldrum?
Because it's a bullshit name. It's like Bedlam. It's made up name, and they're fucking with us. I tell you,
No, that's
Here,
fucking-
go
there's
check the dead. Go
speakers
check the dead
and
cop's
Purple,
body. His
open
name's
the
Meldrum.
fucking door.
oh,
Yeah,
that's my name. How the hell do you know my name, huh?
That's my name, you fuckface.
What the
What are you doing
fuck
my
are you
fucking
two
face?
doing?
Uh,
What the fuck are you two doing? It's not midnight.
I just go, fuck this, and I'm like I paused opening the rolling door, and I'm like, rolling door makes sense. We're doing.
Wait, guys, we're gonna meet the director in a
Shooting
couple
grapes makes
hours.
sense.
Yep.
Fuck you, grapes. What, you fucking ditching us with all this bullshit?
Well, everything made sense until I entered into this room. Now I'm opening a door that gets me out of this room.
Here. Yeah, you just need to go over your lines. Here, I'm gonna hand him the script.
Here, give me that
Just-
Right.
stupid book.
Mr. Purple, as you open the door, you get it to about 2 feet up, and you realize it's pitch black outside. As the door
Wasn't
is
light
raised.
coming in through the windows? Like,
No, there's no light coming in. They're all artificial lights in the room.
Hmm.
I'm gonna walk over to the police officer who was being held hostage.
There's no police officer.
Oh man, they must have edited him out in the dailies.
How about Beige's body?
No, there's no body on the
I'm flipping through this book.
ground. The book is called Dockside Dogs, and it looks like it's a movie script. As you focus in on a few pages, it's line for line, move for move, everything that you've done.
No.
Right? It was a wasted opportunity
No.
to not reveal that Beige was the undercover cop the whole time.
No.
Having him get shot by the other actor, it's stupid. I guarantee it gets a rewrite before they film it. I guarantee it.
Wait,
Be
am I
real.
aware that of that knowledge? Does Purple have that knowledge that it's a film script, or am I too far away at the door?
No, you're too far away at the door. And as you raise that up just a little bit, somebody steps in under the door once it's about 4 feet high.
Who the fuck
And
are
it's a
you?
man. It's a man in a kind of a yellow rain slicker, and he steps under, and you immediately recognize him as Mr. Gray. And
Mr.
he's
Gray.
like, well, now, he says, I suppose y'all ready to go. The ferry's at the dock. Y'all ready to go across the lake and see Mr. Big?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where
This
is
an
that the
amazing
van?
project.
We need to load the stuff from the van into the boat.
Where'd you go, Mr. Gray?
That's
I don't know what you're
good.
talking about, young man.
I made sure the van has all the stuff. Wow, my
Where-
head hurts.
How much does the ferry cost, Mr. Gray?
The ferry is sent by Mr. Big. We have about 2 minutes before we need to leave if we're going to get across by midnight.
Let's do it. Hey, I want to go over my lines real quick before we get there, in case we do a table read. Can I get that back, Mr. Black?
What the fuck is this, Meldrum? What is this?
I'm gonna back quietly into the kitchen and away from all of these lunatics and monsters.
I'm gonna start loading the props into the van.
Are you going to, Mr. Red, are you going to go into the kitchen?
Yes, yes.
All right. When you open the door to the kitchen and you step through the frame, you are stepping out of the warehouse right next to the rolling door. Mr. Gray is standing there, Mr. Purple, and everyone else. And before you realize it, the door is closed behind you and you're standing right there. And you can see right at the end of the pier, the lights, you can see that there is a ferry about, looks like a tugboat really, but not much larger than that. So everybody, come on. I need you to get on board quickly. Bring the boxes.
Silver, what do you think?
I want to get in my own car. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even care about the loot anymore. I
I'm
don't
with-
like this.
Mind if I get a ride with you?
Yeah, come on. You can call shotgun. Red, are
Yeah.
you in? You seem okay.
Yeah.
I'll get in if I can, but I don't think I can.
All right.
Well, I'm awaited, aren't I?
Beige,
Mr.
green,
Gray?
and black. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going.
grab a box and head for the.
I'm joining Mr. Beige.
I'm
Mr. Gray
gonna
told me I was
do-
expected. Yep, let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm gonna do a look around for that cop. That
No cop.
was- no cop. Is Silver's trunk open?
It's not. And you can see the other three getting into the car.
I hit the back. Pop your trunk real quick, Silver. I'll shut it. I just gotta satisfy this. It should be in the glove compartment. The release.
Fuck you, man.
No, we're out. We're done.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see you in a little bit.
So what are you going to do, Mr. Green?
I'm gonna.
Go with beige and black?
Yep. No. Yeah. Beige and black. Sorry.
Okay. So Mr. Green, Mr. Beige, and Mr. Black, and Mr. Gray walk along the pier towards the boat. Mr. Silver, Mr. Purple, and Mr. Red get into the car, and they find themselves sitting at the back end of the boat with their backs up against the thing, and the boat slowly is rocking, and you can see Mr. Black and Mr. Beige and Mr. Green heading towards you. Mr. Gray's there too. And they all climb aboard.
Oh, glad to see that you all decided to join us.
Hey, Silver,
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. Do you know the signs of a stroke? I had an uncle that died of a stroke.
Brother, if you having one, I'm having one too.
What the
Mr.
fuck
Gray,
is this?
you never promised not to tell us your name. What's your name, Mr. Gray?
Now I got to get the boat going. Give me a minute. I'll come back once I get the boat out of the dock.
You fuck.
He tosses the rope, and he goes into the little wheelhouse and starts up the boat.
Hey,
Makes some
Purple, they
noise.
never asked you for your password.
Yeah, because that's important.
You must be
Yeah,
spent
I-
all that time worrying about keeping it in your hand, and it turns out it didn't matter. Was it in the script?
Listen, we're
Oh,
when we
that
meet
hurts.
Mr. King, when we meet Mr. King across the lake there, I'm sure he'll clear this stuff up. I've only been attached to the project for a little while, so getting to meet the original author, it's going to help so much for when we finalize the scripts and all that. So if there's stuff that doesn't make sense internally and there's continuity issues, it's just because it's a first draft. We'll get there, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
Really, really excited to be attached to this
Well,
project. I just can't wait to work with y'all. You're great actors.
this line of dialogue here, I've never heard of this place. Carcosa, Mr. Gray was telling me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's it could be Middle Earth or I don't know. It's a fantasy novel, man.
Sophie, you hearing this? It's like they're saying we're in a movie or something.
Yeah, can I jump overboard? Can I just get off this ride?
Sure, you can try.
Okay.
But
Maybe-
as you're getting ready to make the jump, Mr. Gray comes out from the wheelhouse, and he seems to have lost the slicker, and he is now dressed in the same gray suit that he had on when the heist occurred. And he's got his little book, and he comes out and he makes some notes in it, and smiles at you all.
You and your
This
fucking
is going to be one of
notebook.
those, producers, executive overreach, doing a bunch of rewrites. Is it? I mean, I don't know who's financing this thing, but I got to have some creative control over this. You get where I'm at with this, right? I mean, I appreciate you bringing this project to me, but
Bob, is that your name?
Yeah.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Hold on. Y'all think we're in a movie right now? Hang on, I dated a starlet once. All right, and I say, cut! I'm going to my trailer.
Shut up, Mr. Purple.
You think that you're in a movie.
I think I just want to go home.
See.
Here he is. He's stating the obvious again. Like always.
So is that it? You all think that you're in some sort of a movie.
I don't think I'm in a movie. I think that I crashed my car and I hit my head.
Well, where do you think that you are right
I think I'm in a fucking basement in the FBI with an IV in my arm with about 40 cc's of LSD per fucking minute and some
Any other-
shitty B actors.
I'm waiting for what you told me, Mr. Gray. For that moment to come.
All right. We'll go over this one more time. See if you can try to understand what I'm saying. All right. Mr. Robert Meldrum.
Yes.
This is the Peabody Psychiatric Institute for the Criminally Insane. You've been living here for 3 months. You murdered your agent. You nailed him to a wall, crucifixion style. You cut open his belly and you decorated your apartment with his intestines. You were found screaming the same thing over and over again. Let's see, Carcosa, take me to
Yes.
Mr. Big in Carcosa.
Yes, he's going to unveil his mask and the whole world will bow down to me. When is that going to happen, Mr. Gray? You promised me that. Remember the poetry? The notebook in the warehouse?
He closes the book and he looks at you and he stands up and he says, I can see we have a lot of work to do. And he gets up and he goes out through the door as you look around the padded room that you're in. That's the end of our story.
Yeah, that was great.
That was wonderful.
Well done, Tom. That was good.
It was in the end. It was like that movie. What's the one where the guy, crazy
Identity.
guy,
Shut up.
Identity? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that one, yeah.
So a bit of an explanation. You are Robert Meldrum. You were a screenwriter. You had an agent, Mr. Gray, and you were doing research on a book that you were, a movie that you were going to try to do. You were doing independent film. And in the process, somehow you ran across The King in Yellow. And you read it, and then you reread it, you reread it, you reread it. You went completely stark raving mad. You murdered your agent. And all of this has been a wild, insane fantasy, split personality.
Wow.
You're all Robert Muldrum.
I really
Nice.
liked it when what was Mr. Red? He was like, I'm out of here. I'm walking out through the kitchen or something like that. And it was like an old video game where it's like, oh, here I come through the other side of
It's
the
like
screen.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And there's a Pac-Man machine.
right there.
Yeah, I had a lot of that sort of stuff in store for you. If you try to leave, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me go ahead and finish up. Our players included David Gassaway, Morgan Llewellyn, Holly Batu. I hope that's how you pronounce her name. Will Logson, Howard Freeze, and Keith Craig, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production. In order to create a rich listener experience, we provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. We have a contributor who is a big fan of our club, Henry Richardson. He sent us a one-time donation of $75 to help out our club. Thank you very much, Henry. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions that you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.